Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Tonight I have had a play with these lovely little craft pillow boxes, and they're lovely and neat and small and great for wee tiny gifts, but tonight I wanted to put a pair of socks in them for my grandsons. And as you can see, it takes the full box to really squeeze these in there, or the full extended box. So this box was just going to be no good to me, but I love the idea of a little pillow box, so we're going to be extending it tonight, show you how to get more out of your pockets. So I'll just show you what you need to do. It is a wee bit tricky, very more than tricky really, getting it all lined up and stuff, and it looks like I've created a belly band, but it is actually an extension, which is great. And I have used Santa's Workshop, and this lovely sheet of paper comes with this fantastic wee trim the way around, and these wee dots are actually flecked. It's lovely. So cut yourself 2 strips from the corner, just cut along the stitched line, and you're also going to need one of your pillow boxes. Just take it out and cut it directly in half, which is 2.5 inches from this point here. Cut along 2.5, and that gives you the exact measurement you need. So you need that to start, and then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White for the centre. This will be the thing that joins them together, and it needs to measure 3 inches by 6 5/8. You'll also need a piece of DSP. This is from the same wee Santa's Workshop set, and it just needs to same length, 6 5/8, and do it 2 inches wide. And then your wee strips are going to go along here, and for this box I actually trimmed round each one. That's entirely up to yourself if you want to do it. I thought this time I would do it without trimming it and see which you prefer before you go and cut it. It might work out okay and you like it okay, saves you all that hassle. It's a wee bit footery and takes a lot of time, so don't do it if you're not fussy. So we're going to start by sticking our DSP to the piece of Whisper White. And I'm just going to use wet glue tonight. So just add enough on and center it up in the center of your piece of Whisper White and line it up. Now, where that's drying, we're going to do this. And I have put it on using turn tape, just because the line of turn tape will help you keep your border in a nice straight line, hopefully. So attach a piece of this right to the edge if you can. Follow it along there. And just press it down as you go. And then just remove that, make sure it's taken, and line up your little band just so that it's just covering the very end of the turn tape, and that keeps you nice and straight. Give it a good firm press. You want it to really take, and then just snip the leftovers, and that gives you a nice straight band. And do the same for the other side. Bit of turn tape, measure it up, and then just keep it as close to that edge as you can. Whoops, a bit overzealous there. Trim that off, and again get your wee, start at the very edge there and follow along just to keep that nice straight line. You don't want sticky at this side at all. And trim it off. Now that is it, ready for you to crease now. So I'm hoping this works out for me, because sometimes these creases do not like to work. So get your tool and score it at 1/2 inch. Use the ball, the thick end of the ball, give it a good score, and then score it at 3.5. And hopefully that's going to do the job. Just give it a fold and a good press with your bone folder. And that should not join up. And we want that to be on the inside, and we want that on the outside. So we're not going to join it just yet. I'm going to line it up with this, and that'll press over. And I seem to have a bit extra, so I'm going to start here. Yep, I added an extra 1/8 because I didn't think it was taken properly, but it actually is, so I'm going to have to trim that. And I suppose the best way to do that is fold it like this and just trim it. So I'm not going to tell you the measurement yet until I check this, because it's so pernickety. Now that's what we want it to look like. And to make these, trim in your wee fold so that it's not going to be showing. Again, we're going to use the double-sided tape. So if I can find the end. Start feeding your tape at the very end of your box here, right along the edge, and just flip it over and follow it right through to the other end. And give yourself a wee bit of extra for overlap. And remove your turn tape. And that wee extra, fold it over now when you've removed that tape, and then you can just remove it all. And then we're going to line it up. Just line it up with your border. And that should keep it in the right place. This one's going to fold over, but we want this one to tuck in first. And you'll need to put a bit of turn tape on this one for the closure. I would actually say put 2 pieces of turn tape on, just because it might be under a wee bit of pressure. To hold your whatever you're putting in. I'm putting bulky socks in, so it definitely will be under pressure, and you'll laugh when you see how I'm going to put these in. So I want to actually attach the other one down here now too, just so they're both going to close at the one time. So again, put more tape, same as you did for the last one, right along the edges. Flip it over and follow it on through. And leave yourself that wee bit of extra for overlap. Take your turn tape off. Flap that extra bit down and then remove it. So you've turn tape right round there. Make sure you've got these properly. The wee notch facing to the back side. And again, just line it up with your wee rim of tape or of band there, and then you should be able to fold that down on top of that. And I'm hoping this is all going to line up and be good. Just remove that from your seam, and that one, come on. Now I have missed a wee bit with the tape, so I'm going to put a wee dribble of glue just to make sure that takes okay. Whoops. So now we'll want to fold that over so that it's going right to the edge and lining up nicely, and give it a good press. Use your bone folder here just to make sure it's fully taken, and there you have your box. So you can notch this in, put your closure on, and then we'll want to put our socks. Now you're going to laugh at me putting these socks in. They are really long socks and there's no way they're just going to drop in. This is a neat box for these socks. So what I did is put a ruler up both socks. Where's my other ruler? Yeah. That just gives me something to be able to poke in there. Just use your box, squish them in. They're just so soft. You could put a bit of cardboard in if you wanted, but I thought this will work for me. Just keep pushing it in. It's just the wee rubber grips on the wee socks keep catching on the card and making it come up, so you need to keep pushing it in there nicely. Of course, you mightn't be putting socks in yours, you might just fill it with sweets or something longer or shorter or whatever, but this will put them in. Right, that's my rulers down to the bottom, so just push those in, and there you have your nice wee box. Put your closure up, and you have a lovely extended box to fit a bigger gift. And now we'll just want to decorate it up, so I'm using this lovely stamp set called Dashing Deer, and you want to get yourself your everyday label, punch yourself a wee label. And you need to do a bit of stamping. So for this I have used this lovely wee stamp here, Happiest Christmas Wishes, and I do have an ink pad somewhere. Oh, holy moly. Cannot find it for the life of me. As soon as I open this big one, the red one's going to turn up, isn't it? Yep, there it is. For goodness sake, huh? This is handy just for videoing. It unfortunately is not available anymore, but yes, you can get the big one. So line that up and put the widest part of your stamp in where the wee groove is. Happiest Christmas Wishes, and you also need the wee flower. This is a really big, use your smaller glass, and again just go with the red and just try and line it up as best you can. I have not got a straight eye, not at all, so don't do as I do. Just 3 wee flowers. And then get yourself a red pen of some sort and do faux stitching, just to follow the faux stitching from your borders. Now, what you want now is some dimensionals, and stick this to the front. And then you're just going to need a wee piece of festive farmhouse cotton thread. So just pop that on the center, and then get your farmhouse thread, and I'm using one of my wee bow maker tires, and just go 3 and 3. Cut your thread. Oops. It's a bit mean with that, wasn't it? Just tighten a wee knot, or 2 knots if you like. Now, if you just pull those threads down and then slide that off, you have a nice wee bow, and if you just put a glue dot on there, that'll hold it perfectly in place. Whoops, sticky. Just stick it at the very top there. And it's just a cute wee bow to set it off. I don't like putting too many fancy things on when it's for wee boys, as you know. So that's it. Hopefully you will have a wee go at that, and just take your time, do the measurements really well. I will definitely have that written out, and remember to go round perfectly. I don't think there's too much, like, I mean, it's neat and nice and trimmy if you want to do it that way, or if you're in a hurry, do it that way. And they're great packages, great to get that extra extension out of them, and therefore get more money's worth out of them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have no problems, and if you do, get in touch with me and we'll sort it out. Thanks for watching now. Bye.